Good morning, children. Today I want to tell you a quotation that is God is like a Wi Fi, He is available everywhere, but you have to connect to Him with a correct password. That correct password is prayer. So, through prayer, we can approach God. Children, we were discussing about chapter number 26, Bohr's theory of hydrogen-like atoms, in which we have learned different formulae. The formula for energy of each energy level. Its formula we have seen already here, studied this formula, and 1 upon lambda, that is wave number formula, also we have learned. Then we have learned that electron cannot absorb any amount of energy. It can absorb some particular amount of energy, discrete amount of energy. So with that energy, when it absorbs, it goes from ground level to higher level. See, if it absorbs 4.86 electron volt, it goes to another excited level. If it absorbs directly 6.67 electron volt, then it goes to another excited level. It means electron can absorb or release only a discrete amount of energy. Depending upon that discrete amount of energy, electron can remain in different energy level. How much energy it is absorbing or how much energy it is releasing. If electron absorbs energy, it goes to higher level. These two I have shown excited states. Like that, many excited states are there. Then it goes to ionized state. So this is absorption spectrum. Electron absorb energy. Whereas the right side I have shown the emission spectrum. Here from the higher level, electron is moving to downward, ground level. So from the excited state, when electron comes to the ground state, it will release the amount of energy. How much it absorbs, that much it release. The arrow mark shows in opposite direction. Going upward, higher level, that is by absorption of energy. Coming to ground level, lower level, that is with the release of energy. Now you can see the amount of energy it gives out, then the spectrum we get the emission spectrum. If it absorbs, we get the absorption spectrum. Here we have to learn two terms. The terms are excitation potential and ionization potential. Excitation potential means we have to provide some minimum accelerating potential to the electron so that electron will have energy. With the help of that energy, electron can change the atom. Electron can excite an atom. That minimum amount of accelerating potential is called the excitation potential. Similarly, the next term is ionization potential. It is also the minimum amount of accelerating potential which should be provided to energize an electron so that that electron in turn can ionize an atom. That minimum amount of accelerating potential is called ionization potential. Children, both the terms are important. Excitation potential as well as ionization potential. Next, we have got one formula for energy. This is in the previous class we have learned. In this formula, when we substitute, already we have learned another formula, that is E is equal to h nu. Planck's, h is Planck's constant. In that formula, if we substitute E is equal to, in place of h nu, if we substitute hc by lambda, and we get lambda formula, you get another important formula for lambda, that is lambda is equal to 12,375 upon delta E. This is a formula for lambda. It is also an important formula. Lambda is equal to 12,375 upon delta E. The answer you will get in angstrom. So another formula for wavelength. Next we have to learn the hydrogen spectrum. So when we study about the hydrogen spectrum, in this formula we can replace Z by 1. So the formula changes to 1 upon lambda equal to R into 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square. So you see, in the emission spectrum here, the electron can come down from any of the higher level to any of the lower level, depending upon how much energy the electron is emitting. So from this level is the fourth one. Suppose we count this as 1, 2, 3, 4. From 4, electron is jumping to 1. This is what is the energy difference here? That much energy electron will release, emit. Similarly, if an electron from here, it can come to the same lower level. From this, it can come to the lower level. So if we consider this level as n is equal to 1, n is equal to 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So we get a series of transitions. So what is transition? Transition means each arrow is indicating a transition. Transition means when the electron changes from one level to another level, either by absorption of energy or by release of energy. That process is called transition. So here whatever line shown with arrow mark, they represent the transition of electrons. So here the absorption one, here the emission one. So you see that these three lines, that means electrons from 4 coming to 1, from 3 coming to 1, from 2 it is coming to 1. So each transition can be represented by this equation, in which all these three are coming to n is equal to 1. So here we are putting 1. Since all the electrons are having the transition from the higher level to one level. So here we put 1. That means in place of N1 we are putting 1. And from where they are coming? They are coming from the higher level. Higher level means they are coming from 2, from 3, 4, 5 and so on up to infinity. So the N2 value we have written here as N, and N can have value 2, 3, 1. So all those transitions which are coming to N is equal to 1, they are called the Lyman series. So these three lines I have shown are the parts of Lyman series. Now come to next series, that is called Balmer series of hydrogen spectrum, in which all the electrons are coming down to n is equal to 2. They are coming to, this line is n is equal to 2. So from 3 it is coming to 2. From 4 it is coming to 2, like that. Here from it is coming from 4 to 2. It can come from 3 to 2. 1 is missing here. It is coming from 3 to 2. Here it is coming from 4 to 2. It is coming from 3 to 2. So the electron transitions which are coming to 2, they are called the Balmer series. So to come to the level 2, they can come from 3, they can come from 4, they can come from 5 and so on. So like that transitions together we call as Balmer series. So in Balmer series, in place of N1 we put 2 and in place of N2 we put N, in which N can have any higher values. So higher than 2, 3, 4, 5, so up to infinity. So such a set of series is called the Balmer series. Next set. Similarly, if the electrons are coming to third level, this is the third level, this level. So it can come from 4, it can come from 5 and so on. Such a series is called the Paschen series. So in Paschen series, N1 is considered as 3, N2 can have the value, what values N2 can have? 4, 5, so on, etc. up to infinity. Like that, mainly we have 5 series. In order I am telling the names as Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, Brackett series and Pfund series. Out of which you can see Lyman series is in the ultraviolet region, whereas Balmer series in the visible region, Paschen, Brackett and Pfund series, they are in the infrared region. So the topic is important. Next, some limitations of Bohr theory and uses of Rydberg constant. 1 or 2 limitations of Bohr theory. Bohr cannot explain the wave nature of electron. Electron is particle, it has got wave nature also. That could not be explained by Bohr's theory. Next one, Bohr theory is, could explain the behavior of light element like hydrogen, in which electron numbers are less. But Bohr theory could not explain multiple electron atoms, the spectra of multiple electron atoms. That is another limitation of Bohr theory. Next come to last topic of the chapter, that is the use of Rydberg constant. Rydberg constant are we use to find out the ionization energy, as well as if we put the value of R in this equation, we get the lambda, that means wavelength. So what are the uses of Rydberg constant? It is used to find out the ionization energy as well as to determine the wavelength. Children, learn the chapter, because when the number of chapters are increasing, together you cannot learn all the chapters. So daily, how much a part of a chapter you are getting, learn it thoroughly. Okay children? Bye. Thank you.